thing that people see a lot now, whether we're hosting a Super Bowl, a Final Four, or a Sugar Bowl. People assume that the city is back because the areas that they cover on TV, those are the areas that are back. If you look at Canal Street and Bourbon Street and all of those areas in the Superdome and the New Orleans Arena, they're back. However, there are still areas that are not back. You still have areas where homeowners are still struggling to rebuild. You can look at the lower Ninth Ward. You can look at the upper Ninth Ward. You can look at Gentilly. You can look at New Orleans East. Those areas are still fighting to recover. And part of the reason, you can look at some of the complaints from homeowners when the Road Home process was set up. They complained that they were fingerprinted and treated like criminals during the application process in the onset of asking for government assistance. And remember, we're talking about homeowners, the most responsible people in a community, being fingerprinted and treated like criminals during the application process. Also, the federal government also prohibited grants exceeding the value of a property. So Road Home tied its calculation to a home's pre-storm value as opposed to the actual cost of rebuilding. So when you look at the 36,000 grant recipient collection letters for alleged overpayments, duplication of insurance proceeds, or failure to comply with the covenants, you see 36,000 people that are being unjustly punished by the federal government. And I would just say that we said it very early on in the process that using appraised value was going to harm minority communities, because an appraisal is subjective depending on where you live. So homes in the more affluent areas of New Orleans appraised a lot higher. And I can just tell you, as doing electrical work when I was small, doing construction work, I can just tell you that to rebuild a 1,500 square foot house, whether it's in Lakeview or whether it's in the lower Ninth Ward, sheetrock, plywood, screws and nails are all going to cost the same. And instead of using appraised value, we should have used rebuilding costs. And that's just not my opinion. I will tell you that the federal court